How we doing out there, Kraken Nation, hockey fans? Welcome to the channel. What's up? Tough one for the Kraken tonight, but coming to you live for another playoff edition, Postgame Rapid Reaction. Great to have you guys here for the show, tuning in tonight for the live recap. After we witnessed Seattle make history on Tuesday night with their first ever playoff win, franchise history, you had to figure Colorado was going to come back out in Game 2 with a massive push. First, not so much, but as the game went on, that's pretty much what happened, as they avoid going down 0-2 to Seattle in this series. So we're going to shift venues now, reset a little bit, get some home cooking maybe, but the Kraken get to go home and play in front of what will certainly be an energized crowd at Climate Pledge Arena. Hopefully you guys are doing good tonight despite the loss. Playoffs, man, stressful, a lot of drama, a lot of roller coaster of emotions going on, and tonight was no exception to the rule. Didn't disappoint. I mean, I guess it did for Kraken fans, but in general, that was a really good hockey game, very entertaining. And the defending champs did their thing, and they showed you why they have that extra gear that they can bring. And the Kraken just couldn't do much about it tonight. A couple of key moments, I think, face-off-wise, that killed them. But let's hear from you guys. I know. Yeah, I figured you would notice that, Ty. The shirt, the color of the shirt is actually more like the camera is not letting it ring true. It's more Kraken colors than Avalanche colors. So just trust me on that. I don't have the special filters to make it look the way it does in person. But yeah, thanks for pointing that out, Ty. I promise I'm a Kraken fan. But yeah, hit the poll question for me here. Ty helped contribute on this one. Who's been the biggest surprise so far for the Kraken in the playoffs? Winnie, Tolvi, or Grew? Maybe you have somebody else on your mind. Just add it in the chat. We're gonna go through that. Hit me up in the roll call. Let me know where you're from. I love to hear where you guys are from, tuning in from around the world. PG was here just a little bit ago. I think he's over in Trondheim, Norway. Josh logging in from the East Coast. Let's take some comments right now as we get into this stream, you guys. It's a little late tonight because I had to reboot my machine. Kraken overload, that's what happened. Josh says, biggest surprise is the top line not finishing. Yes, and that's going to be something to monitor here as we get back home. We're going to need that top line to come through at some point because they haven't arrived just yet. McCann playing physical tonight, so you like to see that. Maddie, give him a couple games to get used to the playoffs. He's young. Yeah, but they were fire coming into the series, Josh says, and we're going to need them to show up here at home, Game 3 or Game 4, if the Kraken are going to reclaim the lead in this series. PG says, agree, don't like the pass-first mentality of Beniers. And I'm not going to give any hard time to Beniers just yet because, again, rookie, first time in the playoffs. But yeah, fire the puck. That's what you got to do, fire the puck on net. And I think they'll get it going. We just got to wait and see how it's going. PG said, early morning in Norway waiting for family to join for breakfast. Ooh, what's for breakfast? I'm kind of curious. Very curious. Okay, Ty says it's top line versus top line, boys. Look at the Avs top. Yeah, and the big guys showed up for the Avs. They didn't have the greatest start tonight. I thought Seattle outplayed them throughout the first part of the game, obviously with the 2-goal lead there. But Colorado, they put it into that extra gear, realizing they could go down 2-0 in this series, and they just kept coming in waves. Grubauer doing everything he could, and finally, in the third period, you bend, and you hope you're not going to break, but they did. So a good job by Colorado countering, and this looks like it's going to be a really good series. I'm excited for it. I love the drama. I know it's not fun to lose and see your team lose in the playoffs, but it's just going to keep building the intensity of the series. And Seattle's going to be at a fever pitch on Saturday. Can't wait to see it. Again, look at the colors of your shirt. So like I said, this is more Kraken colors. This is actually my brother's shirt, by the way. So brother Mark, if you're watching, we can blame Mark because he gave me an old shirt. So yeah, it's my brother's fault. I've got an excuse ready for that too. Striatic says, that first intermission felt so good. It did, didn't it? We were just kind of like, giddy over here at the Squatch fam. It was, what if this happens? They could come home with a 2-game lead in the series. But I said, hold on. I even tweeted that. I said, lots of game left. Don't get the cart before the horse type of stuff. But yeah. Rob says, I remember that first intermission felt like it was years ago. Yeah, kind of Oh man, we'll look back at that with nostalgia for sure. Ty says 4 periods of bliss, followed by realizing gravity is real. What a fun game! This game goes to Bedsy. Yeah, uh, you're talking about Bedsy, the coach, right? Okay, he made the adjustment first intermission. Yeah, and Hack has nothing so far. Welcome to playoff chess. Yeah, so those tweaks on the line, we're going to look at this in the roster. So great job by Jared Bednar. Sorry, it took me a second there. Reading the comments sometimes, I get caught up because they're all clumped together. But yeah, great adjustment by the Avs. It could have signaled panic a little bit, but it worked out for them as they had to dig back in that game, being down by 2. And it's oatmeal for breakfast for PG. Good to hear it. Sounds like... You know what? I don't eat oatmeal. I probably should, but I just can't seem to enjoy that as a breakfast. So that's good. It sounds like you're eating healthy for breakfast. Well done in Trondheim. Guys, we have to do this. I don't want to do this. Let's go to the graphic. We got to move the check mark because that's the thing here in the playoffs at Sasquatch NHL. We got to take the check mark and we got to move it to the check box for the team that won. And I don't want to do it. It had to be done. So Colorado takes game 2. Series is tied now 1-1. But 2 games do not make a series. 3 games do not make a series. You got to get to at least 4, and this one's going to go at least 5. So let's get back home, see if we can get back in the win column, get some momentum, get that top line churning a little bit more. We've got to find a power play at some point in the series. I felt like there were 2 chances tonight that they completely had no urgency. It's just a time waster, really, and no dangerous pressure on the power plays at all for Seattle. So we'll talk about that as we go here. Oh, you didn't have enough characters to spell out Bednar. Got it. Yeah, I got you now. It took me a second. Yeah, and Maddie, 20 years old. This is all learning for him. This experience will be massive down the road for sure. And, we're not expecting them to go on a cup run or anything like that. That'd be amazing. But every game in your playoff book that you can add along the way is more experience. It just helps them get more and more comfortable, kind of understand where the intensity level is going to be, the things that you have to do, the attention to details at times that you're going to need in the playoffs. Just a couple of moments, those face-off goals in their own end tonight, that was really the game. And overall, I didn't think they were too bad in face-offs. I think it was kind of closer towards the end again, like, getting into the 55% realm in Colorado's favor. But those 2 in the Seattle zone that yielded goals, those were killers for sure. So let's keep moving here, guys. Keep the comments coming. Vote on the poll. So far, the results, it looks like everybody's surprised by Eli Tolvanen, and he's been huge for Seattle. That waiver wire acquisition just came up like gold at the end of a rainbow for Ron Francis. Really great maneuver, picking him up from the Nashville Predators midseason there. All right, so let's get into the rosters a little bit. So as we've talked about the tweaks that Colorado made, first we're going to look at Seattle's roster. They didn't make any changes at all, so that might change coming home now. Like Ty has mentioned, the chess match is on. Dave Hackstall going to have to maybe tweak his lineup just a little bit to match what the Avalanche did there in Game 2 with their top line. Let's look at their roster real quick. They kind of split up that top line. So in this game, you had McKinnon flanked by Lehkonen on the left side there, and Rodriguez moved over to the right side. So they moved Rantanen down to the second line to kind of spread out their talent a little bit, centered by Comfer and Nichushkin. I thought that line was really good. Nichushkin, oh man, he's fun to watch. That whole team, the powerhouse players on that team. Cale Makar, a little more physical tonight at times, and he played well. And they tweaked their defense just a little bit. Took Jack Johnson out and put Eric Johnson in. And Eric Johnson is a beast as well. He was tough in front of the net all night. I thought he made life kind of miserable for the Kraken at times. So that's the stuff that you're going to have to deal with in the playoffs. We'll see if the Kraken can pick themselves up and get back at it at home on Saturday night. I'm looking forward to that. A few more comments here. Donnell, what's up? Saying, what up? How did you feel your Kraken first playoff loss? Yes, it's disappointing, but we're going to take the positive out of this. We're coming home with the series tied 1-1. I don't think any of us expected to steal both games on the road. That would have been nice, and they were kind of headed in that direction, but Like I said, coming into the stream here, the Avs just kicked it into high gear. Nate McKinnon showed up, and Taves at the end there with that goal on the rebound. Those faceoffs really key. And Nate McKinnon also won a key faceoff when the Kraken had their net empty at the end of the game, a defensive zone faceoff. So big moments for the Avalanche, and they came through, taking down the Kraken tonight. A couple more comments here, and then I'm going to get into the recap. Tonight, again, if you guys could vote on that poll question and hit the like button on the stream, helps the channel out. I'm going to keep the recaps coming for you guys. I don't think I'm going to do one on Saturday because I'm going to be at the game in Seattle taking it all in, but I'll maybe try to post a recap the next day or something, and we can chat about it this weekend. See where we're at after Game 3, a little temperature check with Kraken Nation, and see how you guys are doing out there. Strinek says, I don't like that we couldn't find scoring after the first. Yep, it just, they didn't have any sustained pressure. It didn't feel, they had chances on the rush, it felt like, but they didn't have those waves of sustained pressure that Colorado was able to get. So yeah, I kind of agree. Stratic says, it just feels like the Avs are rounding into form and the Kraken were not able to finish. Again, a power play goal here or there would make a huge difference. Absolutely. I think those two moments, they could have, put Colorado in an even bigger hole, and it just would have gave them that extra cushion, because it feels like Colorado just kind of starts ramping things up and you can't stop them. You just got to keep up and try to counter it somehow. 75% of the Avs goals have come off the face-off. That is statistically significant. Yeah, and when we get into the stats, I think it ended up right around 45%, 55%, but yeah, it was the key moments ones for me. Right, obviously in your defensive zone, you yield 2 goals right off of faceoffs, and I think one of them was coming out of a commercial break, so maybe just a little lack of focus, but it was a bang play. Not a whole lot you can do strategically if they're winning the puck and off the faceoff there and moving it so fast, hard to keep up. Great job by Colorado. Donnell says, it sucks that the Islanders lost game 2 to the Hurricanes 4-3 in overtime, and it sucks that Mayfield got clipped in the face. The ref, yeah, I saw that. Ref was standing right there. It happened right in front of him, didn't call it. So already some controversial moments and non-calls that we've seen in games. But yeah, East Coast games, Toronto looked pretty good tonight. So yeah, the game 1 overreactions always happen on the internet, and you always see things kind of fall back to mean as the series goes along, usually. But also something to keep an eye on, that Florida-Boston series. I don't know if Jim's on the stream tonight, but I'm kind of curious to get the temperature of Bruins fans out there as well. If anybody's a Bruins fan or watched that game or that series so far, let me know what you're thinking. But let's get into tonight's recap. Keep the comments coming, you guys. Any thoughts you have? I want to hear who your 3 stars are and vote on that poll question. So far, the results are looking like it's Tolvanen at 43%, Grew 29%. Nobody's voted for Winberg. I thought, my opinion, Winberg's been pretty good in this series. Just, strong along the boards. Kind of that sneaky play here and there, but as far as a surprise, yeah, Tolvanen coming through and definitely on the score sheet as well. Donnell says that Rangers-Devils game, same score like game 1, Rangers 5, Devils 1. Yeah, and I was watching that early. It looked like the Devils, they were doing okay. They had that 1-0 lead, but then the Rangers came back and just punched them in the face, 5-1. Rangers score on the power play, which they are good at. Devils haven't shown up in these 2 games. So a young team, and yep, it's tough sledding in the playoffs sometimes for young teams. Devils going to have to figure out a way. That Rangers team is pretty strong, though. They are stacked. An amazing goaltender. I would have been shocked if the Devils jumped out to a series lead or even came into New York with a tied series, because I think the Rangers they're built to win the Cup this year. That's just my opinion. All right, let's get into the recap. Here we go. We don't need the setup tonight, but you know where we're at. Bednar made some adjustments there. Great job by the Colorado Avalanche evening this series, and now we get to see, can the Kraken match that at home? Can they make some tweaks? But tonight we come in, Grubauer, fantastic again, I thought, throughout the night. Maybe that 1 rebound to Taves, but not much he could do on that either. Georgiev again for the Avs. And so first period, amazing start for the Kraken, right? First few minutes of the game, we've got the first 5 shots on goal. They're applying pressure. Yanni Gourde, nice little play on the boards there to just kind of spin, bump the puck out, as they break out fast on the rush up the right side. Tolvanen comes in. Just beautiful cross-ice pass to Schultz, who sneaks down, joining the rush, and he buries it. And we're all going crazy here in the Squatch fam. They've got the 1-0 lead, and the heart gets going. Seattle just, they continue to jump all over Colorado. They're applying pressure with that effective forecheck. A couple minutes later, Kraken head to the power play, and that's, here's one where not much happened. Josh Manson called for roughing there. He kind of got up into McCann. Josh Manson was not good in game 1, and I thought he was a little sloppy at times tonight, but he was physical, and he was making life miserable. Both of those dudes, Manson and Johnson, my goodness. They're some big guys. I would not want to make either of them mad. But I want to see more urgency out of our power play when you've got the man advantage. Just too slow, not enough. I don't think they had shots at all on that first one. And then the Avalanche start to settle in after that penalty kill. They draw a penalty of their own. Some good work. Alexiak goes for interference. But the Kraken, they're doing a good job on this penalty kill. I almost would prefer to see them shorthanded sometimes than I would with the man advantage. It's gotten to that. So they clear the puck. Yanni Gourde up ice, wasting time with the puck in the corner, and the puck kind of pops out. He tips it over to Brandon Tanev, who just comes flying into the zone, and he wires a wrister, beating Georgiev. It's 2-0 Seattle at that point, and Turbo blows a kiss to the fans in Colorado. He's a lover, not a fighter. That was awesome. That whole sequence was awesome, but they didn't do much after that. 5:15 left in the first. Kraken, another penalty. Eberle this time. You don't want to make that a habit. Got to stay out of the box, but the penalty kill, again, very effective. Grubauer, good, closing the door. Defensively, Seattle was collapsing to the net. They were cleaning things up fast and getting back up ice. So the Avalanche, we go to the second period. They're kind of looking for answers a little bit, but just a couple minutes into that frame, Matthew Beniers breaks free on a feed from McCann. A partial breakaway, but Darren Helm comes through with a really good defensive play there, stopping Matty Beniers. I don't think he even got a shot on goal there, but that was a huge play because that could have made it 3-0 at that point. But instead, here come the Avalanche, and that surge that we were expecting early, it finally arrives in the second period, kind of like game 1. They score right out of the break, the commercial break, a face-off win in the Kraken zone. They had good traffic, a great shot from Lehkonen there, and they make it 2-1. And then right after that, 48 seconds later, so just boom, boom, right? Nichushkin jumps off the bench, I think. He was, timed up a good change there, the Avalanche did, and just, in flight, breaks through, puts it past Crew. Really nice pass up to him. I forget who had the assist there. That was Taves, I believe, with the nice pass. So we've got a tie game there. And just, the tense moments start coming and coming. 5:10 left now in the second. Nate McKinnon, he gets a stick up high on Jaden Schwartz, right in the forehead. That looked painful. But again, here's that other opportunity on the power play where I feel like, okay, they just tied the game. Now you could punch back. But just nothing going on. Nothing happening on that power play. So things start heating up here towards into the second, getting really physical, some scrums, rough stuff, intensity ratcheting up. You love to see that. That's what the playoffs are all about. The Kraken, I think we go 4-on-4 here at the end of the second. They do get that 3-on-1 break right at the end of the period. Some really nice passing, and Eberle can't finish it. That would have been huge going to the third with that 1-goal lead after they had tied it, but that's not what happened. And then we go to the third. Again, the physicality continues. McCann, a big hit early. Also, Yanni Gourde laying the lumber, trying to keep the pressure on, and details defensively. But that Colorado pressure just starts coming and coming. And about 11 minutes left. We also had a big collision there in the corner. Eller, I think he got hurt on that play. I'm not sure. I think he stayed in the game, but he was limping. Did not look like he was feeling too good after that. Kind of a weird, awkward collision, too. And then a couple minutes later, McKinnon, a breakaway, almost sneaks it in past Grew. But a big save by Grew there, keeping the game tied. And you're like, okay, can we just get some sustained pressure? But Colorado just keeps coming at you in the zone. And, man, that is where they finally break through again off of a face-off. Shot gets through, rebound kicks out there, and Taves grabs it. Just kind of nice little shot, top left corner. Avalanche grabbed that 3-2 lead, and that was basically the dagger. The Kraken tried to pull Grew at the end. A couple of sequences there where they had opportunities off of face-offs in the Colorado zone. But those face-offs that the Kraken lost in their own end really kind of ended up being the story tonight. 2 goals by the Avalanche, a direct result of those, and that was it. 3-2 is your final tonight, you guys. A little bit disappointing, but I think we can still be positive here. We got a 1-1 series lead. We do need to figure out how to get a power play goal at some point. Got to see the big top line get the sticks moving, get the legs moving. See what we can do at home, though. I'm excited about it. I'm positive. We're right there. We can play with this team, obviously. Like, they brought everything at us, and it was still just a 3-2 victory. Maybe Colorado's going to be a little gassed in Game 3 because they had to bring everything throughout the end of the first game and then again here in the second game. So we'll see what happens as we go into the next one. Let's get to some more comments here as we get through the stream tonight. You guys, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. As always, if you could hit the like button, helps out the channel. Also, vote on that poll question. I'll read the results here again in just a second after a few comments. Donnell says, maybe the Rangers are that good and playoff ready and maybe the Devils aren't there yet. I think that's absolutely the case. I think the Rangers learned a lot of lessons last year when they let that series slip away when Tampa took them down. But, yep, I think the Devils are going to have to learn some lessons as we go here. Ty says, WHL update. Thanks, Ty. I appreciate this. Portland swept by Kamloops. 10-4 lost tonight. Oh, my goodness. That is a classic WHL score right there. Seattle sweeps the Thunderbirds heading to the Western Conference Finals. Going to be an epic series. But I'll say it. Go T-Birds. What? No way. Ty, no way. I don't believe that. You're a Winterhawks fan through and through. You can't vote for the Thunderbirds now. Not allowed. No, it's allowed. You can do whatever you want, I think. This Joey says, it's good to have you here, Joey. Disappointed we blew a 2-goal lead. Yeah, everybody's feeling that way, but I don't. With the playoffs, I try to avoid the words like blew it. You know, yes, they did, but I really feel like tonight it was just a matter of Colorado imposing their will, finding that extra gear, and just really, really digging in because they knew if they go to Seattle, where it's going to be absolutely bonkers, by the way. If you go to Seattle, you're down 2-0 in the series already, you got a problem. And that would have been with all the roster tweaks that they did in line juggling, so that gets in your head a little bit too. So I saw a desperate Colorado team come through and just barely beat a Kraken team that had a good start, but just kind of hit a wall here offensively throughout the course of that game as it continued on. So, yep, we're disappointed, but I'm hopeful. I think that we can play with this team, and I can't wait to see what happens in Game 3. Joey also says 2-0 sounds better than 1-1. Plus, we struggle at home. Not feeling very confident. Understandable. The Kraken at home haven't been great, but playoffs change everything, right? And maybe they can feed off the energy that Seattle's going to bring on Saturday night. Whole new season. Let's see what we can do. Ty also says, knowing this Avs team very well, you're never safe. 2 goals is nothing on this team. One team that is very good at outscoring their mistakes. Yeah, never safe. You know, maybe even 3 goals with this team, you're not safe. But yeah, 2 goals definitely. Don't get too comfortable and don't sit back because, man, McKinnon, when he gets motoring, holy moly, it's you know, like him and McDavid, that just extra level that they can bring when they need to bring their team back in games, and that's what happened tonight. It wasn't just McKinnon. It was really a collective effort, I thought, by the Avs throughout the end of the game there. Okay, guys, let's look at the stats. Not going to look at game day predictions today because nobody picked Schultz. Sorry. Plus, we're only doing the points for fun in the playoffs. Jim already won the championship for the regular season game day prediction thread. And I do have his trophy over here, by the way. I was going to show it on the stream, but he's not here. So I'll wait for a night that he's here to show it off. We're going to put his name on the trophy, and we're going to send it to the winner each year. It's going to rotate around just like Stanley Cup does. Okay, stats. 41 shots for the Avs. Just, yeah. a mountain to climb when they're coming at you like that. 29 for Seattle. And I think a majority of Seattle shots were at the beginning of the game. We'll see that here on the next screen. But face-off percentage, and I was pretty close here, 54% to 45 or 46%. But yeah, I was thinking it was like 55-45. That's basically right where it ended up. They didn't start well, but as the game progressed, got a little better. But it was those two key face-offs in their own end. Really was the story for the Avs. 0 for 2 on the power play, both teams, but Seattle just kind of listless with the man advantage. They just feel slow when they have a power play. I don't know. At least they won't have the reverse retro jerseys on. This is a good point because they lost every single game in those things. They look cool on the fans, but when the players wear them on the ice at Climate Pledge Arena, they lose. So, yup. By the way, those were on sale today. Massive sale on eBay through Adidas. They were like $50 after tax and everything. So, I think my lady might have picked up a couple for Squatch Fam here. That's what the word on the street is, but they didn't have numbers or anything, so we'll have to get them customized if we want later. But yeah, I might have a reverse retro jersey on the way. Shots by period, and there you go. First period, pretty good by Seattle, 11. And then again, you see the slant there, kind of starts going in Colorado's favor. I don't have the game flow graphic, but I mean, that shows you it right there. 16 shots in the second, 15 in the third. Only 6 shots for Seattle in the third. And Colorado just kept pressing, just kept coming. That's what champions do. They know how to figure out how to win games. They are resilient. And we had them on the ropes, but we didn't deliver the finishing blow tonight and let the game get away from us just a little bit. Yeah, frustrating. No way, bro. You have to stick in division for the cup. Seattle has to get it done. You know me, I'm all about good hockey and some trash talk. Okay, gotcha. Ty's talking about the Thunderbirds if you're just tuning in here. Okay, fair enough. Ty's going to support the Thunderbirds. But in the back of my mind, I know he's still a Winterhawks fan, but... PG, they really should park both Yanni and Tanev net front on the... Yeah, something. Just a different look. Anything. Just energize a little bit. Yeah. Donnell, if it was the 1 versus 8 playoff format, Islanders would still be playing the Hurricanes, but the Devils would be playing the Lightning, and the Rangers would be playing the Maple Leafs. Yeah, see, I don't know. I didn't want to see the Rangers face the Maple Leafs in round 1, so to me, that's fine. Devils, Hurricanes, I'd be okay with that, but I feel like the Maple Leafs and the Rangers are two of the big heavyweights that I kind of want to see meet later. But yeah, just another way to look at it. Devils 0-2 to the Islanders 0-2, Rangers 2-0. I've enjoyed those East series too. Ty says, yo, we can all match you next time with reverse retros. Yes, and Nicole has a Berkey as well, just like you. So Donnell says, I saw that clip of yours to start the playoffs with you, your girlfriend, wife, and some. Oh yeah, some other. That's my daughter. Yeah, that was a short. That was fun. We did the trampoline thing. Yeah, I've had that idea for a while. I was just kind of waiting for a good moment to do it, and it turned out great. I actually had a ton of fun putting that together. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Donnell. It's fun to do those shorts. You just, put them out there. You can put like popular music or stuff that's copyrighted. You can put on there that you can't put in longer form videos. So that's kind of cool. A little change up. So yeah, check out all the other shorts I got over there. I appreciate it. Okay, so there is the stats. Here's the 3 stars, the official ones, and then that's probably going to do it for tonight's stream, you guys. I know we're a little bit down in the dumps about this one. Looks like it's all Avs in the 3 stars, which I expected, but yeah, Taves up there, 1st star, 1 goal, 1 assist. He played 22 minutes tonight. Lycan in there with 1 goal, 1 assist, also a great game from him. And Nichushkin as well. I thought those 2 guys were huge for the Avs all night tonight. 1 goal. And McKinnon not up there, but he played a really good game as well. At key moments, defensively as well, McKinnon he does everything good. And Rantanen, he hasn't shown up a whole lot, but he kind of started getting the motor going tonight, it looked like. Got to be careful, like Striatic has mentioned. Feels like this Colorado team is kind of ramping up now as they got healthy. And Seattle, if you're going to pounce early, that's great, but you got to be able to figure out how to hold a lead and continue to bring some pressure late in games. Yep. So that's the whole show for tonight, you guys. Donnell says that. Oh, yeah, that's my. Yeah, she's. I don't even know right now. She's growing up faster than I can keep up with, Donnell. But yeah, that's the Squatch fam. And we appreciate all the support out here. We're going to be at the Seattle game on Saturday. We're lucky we get to go to that first ever playoff game. Let's look ahead at the schedule as we get towards the end of the stream here. Avalanche, 7 p.m. on Saturday in Seattle, the first ever Kraken home playoff game. It's sure to be electric in the building, and I'm going to try to take some videos, pictures, etc., try to, cover it and add some stuff to the channel here, just so it's kind of documented, and I can't wait. But I want to take it all in too and share that with you guys. So that's the look ahead. We got Saturday and then again Monday, both of those games in Seattle, both 7 p.m. start times. And from there, we'll see where we go. That fifth game isn't TBD anymore. I need to update that graphic, so that's definitely going to happen since the series is tied 1-1. We're going to go at least 5 games, and we'll see what happens. All right, so that's going to do it for tonight's stream, you guys. Thank you, as always, for tuning in and being here. Post-game, going to keep this going throughout the playoffs. More updates and more live streams coming at you here from Sasquatch NHL. Check out the podcast if you don't as well. Post episodes, audio-only episodes, obviously, over there on your favorite app. And I think I might have another one of those coming here soon, but probably just mostly video for the next couple weeks as the playoffs kind of churn. So let's get ready as we come back to Seattle. PG says, thanks, Mike. Have a good day, folks. On to work here. Be loud Saturday. We will keep up over on Twitter with me in the meantime. And, just one more reminder, if you're liking the content here at Sasquatch NHL, hit that like button for me before you log out. It helps the channel. And we'll talk to you real soon here, you guys. Have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. Catch you again on another stream real soon right here at Sasquatch NHL.